Picture this: waking up and realizing that your money is working for you in a whole new way. Instead of the usual jingle of coins, you've got the sweet sound of dividends hitting your account. Imagine financial freedom becoming more than just a concept. It's something you can actually reach. No need to pinch yourself. This isn't some far-off fantasy. It's totally doable. Just like retirement means different things to different people, there are loads of ways to get there financially. Some folks think about reverse mortgages, selling stuff, or moving to a cheaper location. But guess what? Living off investment dividends. Yep, that's right. You could be earning a cool $2,900 a month this way. Hold tight, because we're spilling the beans on 3 quick routes to hit that goal. And you're probably wondering, how much should I put in? Well, it depends on your lifestyle and, of course, the digits. See, the average Joe spends around $67,000 each year. But don't take that as gospel. You can tweak it to fit your own wants, dreams, and comfort level. Now, let's dive into some intrigue. Imagine a life where your investments pay you like clockwork, so you can enjoy the fruits of your labor without touching your initial stash. It's like having your very own money tree that just keeps on giving. The possibilities are pretty tempting, right? Remember, this journey is all about balancing your dreams with the numbers. So take a second to picture where you want to be, what kind of life you're aiming for, and then let the numbers guide you to the investment amount that'll make your dividends to financial freedom. Alright, in this video, we're gonna show you and our buddy James how to hit that $2,900 a month or $35,000 a year target through dividends. But first, let's talk dividends 101. So, imagine you own a slice of a company by holding onto some of its stock. Now, when that company makes a profit, they've got choices. They can grow the company or share the profit with shareholders like our pal James here. When companies dish out profits to shareholders, it's called dividends. James, being a shareholder, gets his cut of the pie based on his shares. Dividends can be cold, hard cash direct to your bank account, or they can be reinvested back into more shares of the company's stock. Different companies have different schedules for divvying out dividends, but a lot of them do it every 3 months. Now, let's chat about dividend yield. It's basically how much you're earning from dividends in relation to the stock price. This can vary between companies and even change over time for the same one. Normally, the big dogs offer a higher dividend yield compared to the new pups. Calculating is simple. Divide the yearly dividends per share by the share price. For instance, if James' stock is priced at $100 per share and he rakes in $10 in dividends each year, his yield is 10%. Catching on to dividend yield helps James make smart choices. He can weigh different stock prices and make moves based on his goals and appetite for risk. By hopping on the dividend-paying stock train, James can snag a consistent income without having to cash in his shares. That means he can enjoy a nice steady flow of moolah while keeping his investment intact. Talk about a win-win. So, for James and anyone else eyeing passive income, dividends are like a pretty attractive option. It's a way to build your wealth over time and savor the income coming from your investments. Now, let's dig into 3 easy strategies that can help our buddy James hit that $2,900 per month or $35,000 per year goal through dividends. Strategy number 1, Covered Call ETFs. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Covered Call ETFs are like a fast track to living off dividends. These nifty funds let you earn cash from both stock growth and dividends. Here's the deal. The ETF throws cash into stocks and also sells call options on those same stocks to snag some extra cash. Call options basically give someone the right, but not the obligation, to buy a stock at a specific price with a certain time frame. So, when the ETF sells call options on its stocks, it grabs extra moolah as dividends. Plus, if stock prices climb above the call options price, the ETF might score some extra cash when it sells those stocks. You've got some cool options here like XYLD, OILK, and EWZ. These ETFs boast rad yields, often in double digits. In the last year, their yields were around 11.83%, 11.82%, and 11.81% respectively. What's cool about these ETFs is that they serve up income from dividends and option premiums, giving you a steady, reliable stream of passive income. But keep in mind, there are some risks here too. Options could fizzle out, or stock prices might slide, messing with the overall performance. So let's get real about James' game plan. If he's gunning for $2,900 a month, through these covered call ETFs, he'd need to invest somewhere between $280,000 to $310,000. That's actually pretty sweet compared to regular dividend stocks, where you'd need around $2 million invested to score the same income. By hitching his wagon to covered call ETFs, James can totally hit his financial target without throwing in the whole kitchen sink. This strategy dishes out a shot at steady income while keeping the cash commitment manageable. Strategy number 2, high-yield REITs. Now let's talk about REITs, which are like teams that play the real estate game. They snap up properties like malls, offices, apartments, and cash in. Oh, and they share some of that dough with folks like you who invest in them. Check out some cool ones like Two Harbors Investment Corporation, Brandywine Realty Trust, and Orchid Island Capital Incorporated. These guys are dishing out dividends at rates of 20.3%, 19.9%, and 19.4%. History shows REITs are no joke, giving an average annual return of 10.8% over 2 decades. With REITs, James can potentially fatten his wallet while enjoying a consistent flow of cash. But here's the scoop. The money he gets can wobble, depending on how many folks are renting the properties and how the economy's doing. Yeah, REITs can put more cha-ching in your pocket than regular stocks, but they also come with some risk when the economy's not playing nice. To make that $35,000 annually from REITs with a 10.8% yearly return, James would need to invest around $320,000. But remember, this number could shift based on whether he spreads his cash across different REITs or bets on just one. If James plays his cards right, investing consistently and staying patient, he could hit the road to financial freedom in 5 to 7 years. Strategy number 3, Dividend Aristocrats. Alright, here's the lowdown on Dividend Aristocrats. These are like the A-listers of stocks in the S&P 500 index. They've got street cred for hiking up dividends for at least 25 years straight. So they're like your go-to choice if you're all about making money from your investments. Think 3M, Leggett and Platt, and Walgreens Boots Alliance, churning out dividends at around 7% on average. Okay, it's not as juicy as covered call ETFs or REITs, but Dividend Aristocrats are like the steady eddies of dividends. They're known for beefing up those payouts year after year. Now, getting in with this crew means the company needs to have bumped up dividends for a quarter century without fail. Whether this is your investing jam depends on your vibe, your goals, timeline, and how much risk you're down with. These aristocrats roll in from different industries, but they've got a few things in common. They've been around the block, showed growth over time, and they're often too big to be taken over by other companies. Plus, they tend to ride out rocky economic times like champs, which keeps those profits flowing. Alright, how much dough does James need to toss in to score $2,900 a month? Factoring in a 7% dividend yield, James needs to toss in around $500,000. Yeah, it's a chunk, but it's way smaller than $2 million he'd need for regular dividend stocks to hit the same income. One cool move for James is spreading his bets by investing in different Dividend Aristocrats. This helps lower the risk. So, if you're thinking about jumping into this world of dividends, these aristocrats could make those dreams of financial freedom come true. And hey, finding the right path for your income goals is key.